5 things you don't actually need in Germany, but you think you do. Let's take a look. Willkommen! My name is Sean Huggins and this is React with Hugs.
I want to see how he reacts when he thinks no one's watching.
I can't help it if he's weird.
He's American.
He's going crazy with that work.
Everybody reacts differently.
I think he's weird, but that's me.
He's American, you know.
Welcome to React with Hugs. Let's take a look at today's comment of the day. So today's comment of the day comes from Donald Duck 5982, and they say, a note on the topic of bureaucracy. A few years ago, a friend bought a holiday home in Italy. In order to get water and electricity, he first needed a bank account with an Italian bank, despite being in the European Union. It took 14 months until he had that and its connections in the house. Damn! Donald Duck, thank you so much for the comment. And yeah, this is talking about bureaucracy in Italy. And I've talked about this on a lot of the videos on the channel, but I feel like Germany gets this stereotype, this bad rap for having crazy bureaucracy. And a lot of it is justified. There is a lot of crazy bureaucracy in Germany. I definitely have my fair share of crazy German bureaucracy stories. But I also preface that by always saying that hey, America has some pretty crazy bureaucracy as well. In this case, Italy has some pretty crazy bureaucracy. I think most of the developed world, if not all of the developed world, has a lot of bureaucracy because you kind of have to have bureaucracy when you have a large society trying to function. So yeah, all that to say that I think Germany has a bad rap, and some of it is justified, but also at the same time, the stereotype is not always justified because bureaucracy is everywhere. You have to become one with the bureaucracy. That is when you truly can ascend into peace and harmony. Right. Anyways, today we are taking a look at 5 things you don't actually need in Germany, but you think you do. I have literally no idea where this video is going. I don't know if this is about traveling to Germany or living in Germany or I have no idea, but I guess we are going to find out together. So let's see what you don't need in Germany. Los geht's.
Well, yes, it might be a really nice fashion statement to have here in Germany. It is entirely impractical, I find.
Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before,
Hello.
My name is Jenna. I am an international who's been living here in Germany since 2014. If you are going to be moving to Germany, make sure you check out more information on lifeingermany.com. This is where I've actually put together an entire program from start to finish on things that you need to get done when you come here, and actually give you a ton of recommendations on how you can save a buttload of money, not only when you first get started, but actually when you're living here in Germany. Today we are going to talk about 5 things that you think you're going to need when you come here to Germany, whether that's
Let's see if I made any of these mistakes and I brought any of these 5 things with me.
Actually do not need these at all, other than in certain situations, which I will mention. But these 5 things I regret packing because I have not used them once. Number 1, and this one makes me laugh all the time. You do not need anti-theft money belts or anti-theft backpacks or anti-theft luggage when you are coming here to Europe. Mind you, it has changed a little bit since when I first started traveling intensively, I guess 10 years ago. And the first time I ever came to Europe, I kid you not, I had like at least 15-20 people in Canada be like, Jenna, don't forget to pack your money belt. A lot of this stems from the fact that perhaps, I'm not sure, you guys could let me know, but perhaps it might have been a little bit more dangerous back in the days, because when my mom actually came here when she was 20,
I don't think so.
She went on a backpacking trip through Europe, and this was one of like the most memorable experiences for her in her lifetime, which is super cool. But she also had tons of stories where she said, Jenna, you know, we slept with our backpacks under our heads in hostels because people would come and like slash open the bottom of our backpacks, and we always made sure that we had a money belt on us, and we had to do this, this, and this to make sure that we kept safe. And I've also done a Euro trip here, and it was a lot safer than I guess people had pictured it to be or had remembered it to be. So I would not necessarily say that you need a money belt. Sometimes I actually just travel.
I'm gonna stop it there. I think this is entirely circumstantial. I mean, Me and Issa have been traveling all over Europe, and we've been to like 10 different countries in the past 2 years or something like that. And I think it just depends. I think if you are trying to travel on the absolute bare minimum budget and you are backpacking while you are hitchhiking with strangers and you are staying at strangers' houses for free or something that you just meet online, or like staying at the cheapest group shared hostel, most of the time you'll probably be fine. But if you are going with some of the more out there traveling experiences, I think that you are inviting a little bit of a different crowd of people, and you just have to be on your toes more. Whereas if you are flying into a city, staying in a nice part of the town, a nice neighborhood, in a nice hotel or a decent hotel, you're probably a lot less likely to have any problems. I mean, me and Issa are somewhere in between with these two comparisons. We are definitely far from like the cheapest absolute option of traveling and hitchhiking and staying in the cheapest hotels or hostels or whatever, but we definitely have some stories where we weren't really staying in very good neighborhoods or nice places because we wanted to save on some money, and yeah, things got pretty sketchy. So I think it really depends on who you surround yourself with, basically, but in general across Europe you're probably going to be fine, and especially in Germany you're most likely going to be fine. Maybe in the bigger cities you might have some riffraff, some street hooligans, but I've never had any problems with them, and I've been to a bunch of the bigger cities in Germany. But you know, no country is perfect. I don't think that you need a anti-theft belt for Germany. I think that's a little bit overkill, but to me it just comes down to like try to travel smart, you know, or just live life smart, you know. But yeah, I do think that that's a good one. Anti-theft gear is definitely not necessary. It's overkill for Germany, you know.
Travel with a money belt when I'm backpacking because it's easier, and you always know where your money or where your passport is at all times. Because,
I have a fanny pack, and
your backpack
I like the fanny pack.
Or yes, perhaps somebody
not
could
for
steal your
anti-theft
backpack
reasons.
at some
I just
point. So
don't like
case,
having all
it
my
would
stuff
make
in my
sense to wear
pockets
your money belt
of
if
my
you're
pants.
perhaps backpacking
So
or
it's
whatnot,
nice.
but I just mean like people also
But it's
expected
also
me to
kind of
wear
like a money
belt
belt
when I
or
was
an
living here.
anti-theft
And
belt.
at first I was like
Little
all
bit.
prepared to bring my money belt and to wear it at all times here in Germany, you know, but life here in Düsseldorf, for example, is no different than it was back home for me in
Düsseldorf.
Canada. I don't feel any less
Echt
safe here,
jetzt?
and I definitely don't need to be walking around with a money belt under my shirt or under my jacket just
No,
because
you definitely
it is
don't.
so
Definitely don't
unsafe.
need to be doing
no,
that.
It is actually extremely safe, especially here in Germany, and there is absolutely nobody else walking the city with a money belt under their shirt, or at least I think not.
Not that you know
Most
of.
people just carry their money in their purses.
That's exactly what they want you to think.
Number 2 would have to be high heels or stilettos. If you are a heel girl and you need your
You're looking at a heel girl.
well, then I would recommend
Please
you
explain.
definitely invest in a good pair of wedges. And I'm talking
Oh.
like sturdy
Girl,
and thick
who you
enough that
telling?
you are not going to fall over and sprain your ankle on all of these numerous cobblestone streets, because 9 times out of 10,
okay,
if
the
you're going
cobblestone
to party, you're
streets.
usually
I was
headed
wondering where
into
she was
the
going
old
with this.
town. In Canada, we say we're going downtown. Usually we go downtown
Okay.
to go party. Not always, but in a lot of major cities, you
Yeah, a
go
lot of
downtown.
cobblestone streets
And
in the
here
marketplaces
Europe
and just
or in Germany, you would go
old
into
districts
the Altstadt
of
or the
cities
old
and
town.
stuff.
And this is typically covered in cobblestones. Not everywhere, again, but in many, many cities, in many areas around Germany, the old town is where it's at. And this is no
Or,
place
I mean,
to
if
wear
you wanna
heels.
go
I swear to you, back in Canada, I
walking
was
around
like
town,
100%
just
through
in
and through
general,
a heels girl. Like we
or
went out
hiking,
and I would wear 6-inch
probably not
stilettos
great
because
for
it
heels.
just made me feel good. And I loved dressing up, and I had so much fun. And you'd even catch us outside in like minus 15, minus 20 degree weather in these tiny little dresses and stiletto
too, girl.
heels
Yas.
in the
Girl
middle
power.
of January. Here, it's not like that. It is
Hashtag
okay
slay.
to wear flats or to wear shoes to a bar or to a club. It is actually quite normal here. And if you do wear heels, as I mentioned, most people will stick with wedges, especially if you were not born and you haven't lived in Germany for a very long time, because this is something that you're really going to have to train your feet to get used to. Number 3,
Okay.
and I've talked about this before, and I know that a lot of you argue that I live in Düsseldorf, so I don't have a broader perspective on the way that people dress here in Germany, but I would say don't pack too many sweatshirts or sweatpants or yoga pants when you're coming here either to live or to visit in Germany. And that's because I know I live in Düsseldorf and I'm well aware that people here dress quite chic or quite posh, and that this does not apply to the rest of
Düsseldorf
Germany.
is
I know that in
posh.
Berlin they're a lot more relaxed. You'll find a lot more girls wearing yoga pants there in that area, in smaller towns as well. However, if you're coming from North America, you are definitely going to agree with me and say that here in Germany people dress relatively nice. I've mentioned this in a video before.
Yeah, I think so. I think it depends. I feel like the younger generations, those kids and their rap music, you know, a lot of the younger generations are wearing like sweatshirts and sweatpants and, you know, more casual stuff. But like once you get to like the kind of middle-aged and older, then you start seeing a bit nicer dress, I would say, just in general. But I think that is kind of similar in America, at least, though there are a lot of Americans who are, well, let's just say down on their luck, and they don't really adhere to those sort of fashion standards. Let's just say that. We'll put it that way, yeah.
Or I'll link it up above, so if you want to see the comments that people have left me before when I talked about this subject, feel free to browse the comment section. A lot of people said, what are you talking about? Like, people don't dress nice in Germany. But when you're coming from North America, this is the case. You guys do dress nice, whether you want to believe it or not.
It depends. Depends where you're coming from in North America. Some cities dress very nice in America. Some cities a lot less nice. It depends. I think she's from Canada, so I don't know about Canada. I don't really know anything about Canada. I only know about America.
Even if it's just wearing jeans, I mean, not all of us in Canada wear jeans. I don't think I ever wore jeans in Canada. And walking outside in your sweatpants or even possibly your pajamas is quite normal. I can count way past my fingers and toes the amount of times that I actually showed up to a lecture at university in a big baggy sweater and my pajama pants. It is okay.
Okay. Some people do wear pajama pants in public in America, obviously. And you know, it's definitely a much more common thing in America than it is in Germany. And I actually don't think that I've seen anybody in Germany wearing pajama pants in public. But in America, if you go to like Walmart, let's say, you'll probably see some pajama pants out in public. And yeah, I mean, that's what we like to call full-blown mental illness. Okay. Anyways, but actually though, it's definitely not encouraged to be wearing pajama pants in public in America. It's just that, you know, some people are, they're on a different journey in life, and more often than not, if you're wearing pajama pants in public, you probably got more concerning things to deal with before you worry about, maybe I should put jeans on. These jeans are too restricting for my lifestyle. I need to wear some pajama pants for my full comfort level. If you're doing that, there's probably stuff that you should be taking care of before changing out of the pajama pants. So yeah, definitely don't bring pajama pants to Germany. Yeah, please. That's one point for me. I didn't do that.
In university here in Germany, that's not something that would be very appreciated, I think, by your peers or your teacher. So yes, while all of these clothes are comfy, I would suggest if you want to feel good and feel comfortable in the setting that you're in, then just make sure you pack a few more pairs of jeans or nice clothes.
I mean, dude, sweatpants and sweatshirts are fine in a lot of settings in Germany. Now, if you're going to like a church or like a fancy restaurant or like a, I don't know, some sort of a show or something, obviously use common sense and dress decent. If you're going to like a business meeting, you're not going to wear sweatpants, obviously. But a lot of people wear sweatpants here. You know what? In fact, yeah, here we go. A lot of people wear sweatsuits like this. Very stylish, very sporty, very clean. And yeah, I mean, I think it looks nice. Casual, but clean and nice. This is very different though than this look. This is a very different look. This is what we're trying to avoid. This is the look that we're trying to avoid with the comfy pants type of clothing that you bring. Anyways, yeah, don't wear pajama pants in public.
Rather than too many pajamas or sweatpants or yoga pants or baggy sweaters, because here in Germany, it's not as common as you might find in North America. Number 4, and this one is debatable depending on where you live, I will give you that, but I don't think that everybody necessarily needs a car here in Germany. And that is because if you live in a city, especially a larger city, the transportation system here, I find, is absolutely fantastic.
Definitely.
I'm talking when we're comparing this between North America. So from North America, moving to Germany, transportation in bigger cities is absolutely amazing, which means me living here in Düsseldorf for the last 6 years, I have not required a car.
You don't even need a car if you live outside of a city a lot of the times too. It just depends on your lifestyle.
Trip somewhere. Other than that, being in the city, I actually don't want a car because it takes a long time to find parking. Parking can be expensive, and it can also be a pain in the butt because parallel parking is not something that we're particularly used to in Canada, having so much space to front park anywhere we want, versus here you're wedging your car into really, really tight spaces, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to need to be parallel parked. Unless you're living on the outskirts of a city or in an area where you have perhaps a house or a permanent parking spot, I would not necessarily recommend bringing your car. And number 5 would be a winter
Bringing your car? Dude, I didn't even think about bringing a car to Germany. That seems like it would be very expensive to ship a car over. I don't know how much it is. Maybe it's not that expensive. I don't know. But I have to imagine that shipping a car from Canada to Germany has to be expensive. Dude, my mom had to mail me a letter, a piece of paper in an envelope from America to Germany, and it was over $100 for a freaking letter. How much is a car gonna be? Dude, that has to be insane. Yeah, I sold my car in America and I bought a new car in Germany. That's what I did. But then again, I always have crappy used cars that are not super expensive. So maybe if you have like a 50, 60, 70 plus thousand euro car, then maybe it makes sense to do. I don't know.
Question me all you would like, but when you're coming from Canada to Germany, from a climate that could go up to -20, -30, this is when you're definitely going to need a winter parka with the fur hood, because that is actually going to keep you very, very warm. But I would not recommend bringing a massive parka here to Germany, especially with the fur. I think Canada Goose has become now a very popular brand here in Germany, and that always kind of just mind boggles me, because Canada Goose is a very, very thick down jacket with the fox fur around the hood. And while yes, it might be a really nice fashion statement to have here in Germany, it is entirely impractical, I find. In Canada, this keeps you warm, whereas I don't necessarily think you need fur around the hood in Germany because it never actually gets that cold.
Maybe in Dusseldorf it's a lot warmer, but here in Baden-Württemberg, this winter we had temperatures well under -10 degrees, like pretty consistently. -10 to -15 degrees. I don't even know, like I don't even remember. I try to block out that part of my brain that tries to remember the winter that was this past winter here in Germany. But dude, it would get really cold, and like I think a big jacket is actually pretty useful. But then again, I'm in Baden-Württemberg, so maybe it's different up north. Maybe the winters aren't so cold up north. I don't know. You guys, the experts, you guys can let me know. What's the winters like for you guys where you guys are at in Germany? Because apparently where'd she say she was? Dusseldorf? Maybe? Apparently wherever she is, the winters aren't so bad. I need to move there. The winters where I am are really freaking cold.
And yes, if you go to the Bavarian Alps, or if you're in an area
Oh,
where
dude,
it
the Alps
tends
are
to
cold too.
snow
What?
a little bit
On top of a
more,
mountain?
perhaps the Eifel or Sauerland, or even in a lot of places in the south of Germany, perhaps you're going to need a down jacket for a
Bro, dude, me and Issa went to the top of a mountain in the German Alps, and let me tell you, it was freaking cold. A real winter coat would have been very appreciated. I made a whole vlog on it on my vlog channel. You can check that out. It'll be linked down below. It's a very fun vlog. I definitely recommend you checking it out. But we did not pack winter coats, and it was unbearable. It was terrible. We did not plan well at all. That was our own fault, but it was terrible. So, like, I don't know, man. Depending on what you're doing and where you are in Germany, like, I feel like a big winter jacket is definitely useful. Maybe I'm just in the wrong parts of Germany. Like, apparently up north in Germany is like a tropical island, a tropical paradise. I need to get up there.
a month or two in the winter, so that is definitely a special case. But if you're moving somewhere like Frankfurt or Berlin or Düsseldorf, any of the major cities where it's not usually likely going to snow, I would say don't spend your money on a down jacket with a fur hood, because a warm winter jacket is going to do you.
Okay, so I guess the climates are very different then. Is that true? You guys gotta let me know. The experts in the comments, you guys gotta let me know. Does it not snow in Düsseldorf or Berlin or Frankfurt? Because apparently it doesn't snow there, or at least not very often. That is definitely very different from where I'm at down in southern Germany, because we got a lot of snow this past winter.
Do just fine. I actually brought my winter parka over here from Canada, and I do occasionally wear it because I tend to always be freezing. Like, even in the summertime, I'm freezing. But even when I put my winter parka on in the coldest days in Düsseldorf here, I tend to find that it's actually too warm. So, depending on where you're moving, depending on how the climate is, here in the north, I'd say in Berlin, Hamburg, Bremen, Düsseldorf, all of these areas tend to be quite rainy in the winter. So I would say instead of bringing a parka, you should actually invest in a good, nice fleece-lined rain jacket here for the winter, as well as perhaps a pair of wellies or hunter boots, rain boots, whatever you want to call them, that are also either fleece-lined or have some sort of sheep wool on the bottom to keep your feet warm, because having waterproof clothing and shoes is probably way more important than having a really, really warm winter jacket. So whether you're coming here for travel or you're coming here to live, these are definitely 5 things that you are not necessarily going to need, depending on where you live, of course, as I mentioned. Otherwise, leave them at home. They all take up way too much space anyway. If there's anything that you're also thinking, I definitely shouldn't have brought in that when I moved to Germany.
Issa. Just kidding. Hopefully she doesn't see that. Anyways, so, well, that was an interesting list. I could definitely see her point with these. She did specify that it depends on where you're moving in Germany for this list that she put together. So I won't be too critical, but yeah, I think that northern Germany must be definitely very different from where I'm at here in southern Germany. But like I said, I gotta ask you guys, the experts, because I haven't been to northern Germany yet. I only know southern Germany, so you guys gotta let me know. What's it like up in northern Germany? Is it really warm? Do you guys really not get any snow in the winter? Do you not need any sort of warm winter jacket in the winter? Let me know down in the comments below. But that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.